This story is based on a true incident that happened with Hamsa Arshad, living in Pakistan. The year was 1950, and it had been 3 years since Indian independence. Hamsa's father, who was posted in India, was leaving for Pakistan with his entire family. Hamsa had seen a lot of changes since his childhood. The people who lived together in harmony were being separated due to the partition of the country. Even Hamsa had never thought that he'd have to leave India and move to Pakistan. He wanted to convince everyone to stay back. But the always disciplined Hamsa quietly went with them to his new home, and all he could take were the memories of the past. Hamsa went to live in a small village in the eastern area of Pakistan with his family. His grandfather built the new house at a site which used to be a graveyard of the Hindus before partition. The villagers advised against making a house on that site. But with him being an ex-army officer, he didn't believe in any superstitions. Who knew that this new place would bring back some weird memories of childhood for Hamsa? Far away from his friends, he would miss his friends, but the house had a beautiful green garden that he really liked, and every evening he would play in the garden alone to entertain himself. Just like every day, he was playing in the garden one evening when suddenly he heard a crackling sound. He felt as if he heard someone's bone cracking. He became a bit anxious, but then went on to play eventually. While he was playing, a skull flew out of the bush and landed at Hamsa's feet. Hamsa fell backwards and screamed out of fear. Scared, Hamsa somehow got up and ran straight to his room. When he peeped in the garden out of his window, he was stunned. The skull was spinning on the ground, round and slowly crawled up to the tree and disappeared behind it. Since that day, Hamsa never dared going near that tree, and soon he stopped going to the garden entirely. For a few days, as soon as it got dark, anxious Hamsa used to jump right into bed. Sometimes when the electricity went out, there was an eerie silence, and in that moment he would hear the cracking sound of bones coming from the garden, and he couldn't sleep the entire night. Something similar happened on one full moon night. The electricity had cut off, and the night was quiet like never before. Hamsa, who was trying very hard to sleep, suddenly felt that something was crawling on the floor in his room. When he looked down, he went numb. In the moonlight that filled his room, he saw that a skull was crawling towards him. The skull's upper half teeth could be seen, but the lower jaw was broken. Its hollow eyes kept staring at Hamsa. Hamsa wanted to scream, but he just froze out of fear. As the skull came closer to him, Hamsa's head felt heavier. Suddenly, he felt dizzy and fainted on his bed. He wasn't able to tell anyone in his family because he thought that they would consider him a coward. He went through all of this alone several nights, but never spoke a word about it to anyone in his family. A month later, his father wanted to build a new room, so he cut down that tree among the many others in the garden. When the ground was dug to lay the foundation of the new room, many bones and skulls came out of it. One of the skulls was exactly the same that Hamsa had previously seen, a skull with hollow eyes, broken jaw, and big teeth. On seeing this, Hamsa became sure that whatever he had seen was all for real. Hamsa never mentioned those experiences to anyone. He buried those incidents within himself. But up till this day, he's not been able to forget those dreadful nights. He keeps thinking about those skulls and who they might have been in life. He remembers all those innocent lives that were lost due to the partition, and he prays for those families every night. If you like this story, then do subscribe to our channel Bloody Monday, and keep watching for more horror stories on our channel.